Lorcan, hey, congratulations for NOCEBO.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Hey, it's terrific, and the performances are amazing in this film.
Yeah,
So,
good. Glad you enjoyed it.
so tell us initially what drew you to to direct a NOCEBO before yourself.
Yeah, it was kind of an unusual project in that it's basically started research, and that research expanded and brought us on this journey that we weren't fully expecting when we began, which is just an interest in placebos and nocebos, and shamanism, and I'd read this book called Sleep Paralysis, Placebos, Nocebos, and the Mind-Body Connection, a study in medical anthropology by Shelley Adler. And Garret read it as well. And we kind of, we were thinking about how shamans use placebos and nocebos and their function in society, and how in Ireland we were pagan before Christianity arrived. And we had these powerful healing women called wise women. And with the arrival of Christianity, they were kind of pushed aside, really. And then when the British colonized Ireland, it was pretty much wiped out, the practice of pagan shamanism. But it's still prevalent in certain parts of the Philippines. And that's our research kind of brought us in that direction, particularly the island of Cebu and Siquijor. And we did a good bit of research sort of online and reading books and stuff, but then we got a bit of a grant to go there and research more fully. So we went to Cebu and Siquijor and met tribal chiefs of the Ati and Bajau tribes, and they told us a lot about their folklore and belief systems, and also faith healers, practitioners of Kulam, witch doctors, as well as visiting garment factories in Cebu City as well. So we could see then that there was this kind of connection between, I mean, to us anyway, shamanism, colonialism, the rise of capitalism, and consumer culture, essentially, and how in the West has kind of neo-colonized lots of countries in the East, by particularly Southeast Asia, by setting up kind of manufacturing sweatshops and all that kind of stuff, and exploiting people, and you know, having total disregard for human rights and all that kind of stuff, because legally they can, because they're in another country, you know, like say in the US, and they've got like a place in Bangladesh or something. They're not taking direct responsibility for the workers. So we pitched the project to Macau in China, and brought on our Philippine co-producers, and then developed it further with them. And then we brought on a writer from the Philippines, Ara Chaudhary, who also was from Cebu, and helped us kind of develop all of the scenes that were set there, and Diana's dialogue and her character. So yeah, it kind of grew organically from just that interest, really, and then turned into an first Irish Filipino co-production. So yeah, it was an interesting journey.
I found it really interesting that that you managed to, how can you say, merge, you know, your Irish background into something cultural for the Philippines into a film like this, rather than just, you know, making it. Could have easily been an Irish folklore type of film.
Yeah. I mean, we've done that a couple of times. Fox's sort of has a Irish folklore elements short film we made, and then our first film, Without Name, is sort of about fairies, Irish fairies. And this, yeah, I mean, it's interesting because I was talking to Ara, the writer that we consulted with from the Philippines, and she was saying, you know, all of this kind of co-production, cultural collaboration stuff is great, because you really learn a lot about each other's cultures. And So I from my perspective, I think it'd be great if like a Filipino director made an Irish folk horror in Ireland, and we can mix it up a bit. I mean, as long as you respect the culture and the folklore and give it due diligence, I think it's can make some interesting results.
Now, in order to get your perfect casting down, you have to find a Filipino actress, to play the co-lead here. So where did you find her? Did you find her locally in Ireland, or did you have to search out in the Philippines for her?
No, we searched the Philippines. Yeah, so Chai is from Cebu, the island where we wanted to set the story, and the language, she doesn't speak Tagalog. I mean, she does has a few lines in the film, but it's mostly Cebuano that she's speaking, the local dialect. So Bianca and Brad from Epic Media, our co-producers, had worked with Chai before, and they've produced tons of films in the Philippines. So they were able to suggest a lot of actors. So we saw maybe 10 or 15 people to play Diana, but Chai did a self-tape, which just, was amazing. She did something really interesting where she would say something that could be interpreted as a little off, but then she'd give a big warm smile, which would make you think, oh no, she's actually being okay. But it was this sort of constant sort of, is she being weird or no, she's being nice? Is she being weird? No, she's nice. Which we wanted to play on when she arrived. Actually, we wanted to play into people's predetermined opinions about what she might be up to. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, she totally nailed it. I think she's great.
I know. I exactly know what you're talking about, and she portrayed that on the film very well. Well, yeah. One more thing is Eva Green's performance is spectacular. What was it like directing her, or did she basically took the reins herself? Because I've seen her performances and other things before.
Yeah, no, she's great. I mean, Eva she was first to come on board. She read the scripts pretty quickly. She really liked it. We got on very well. We had a call and she was like, yes, I'll do it. And we're like, okay, great. So then we actually developed the kind of last couple of drafts with her, to help, scenes that she is in, her develop her character and just make her feel more comfortable. So there was a lot of back and forth. So, we did a lot of talking about the scenes before shooting. So we knew we weren't going to have that much rehearsal time, but when we got to set, there was nothing left to be discussed really. I could just give a steer in terms of performance. But we didn't shoot like a huge amount of takes on anything. We might do like 2 or 3 max. But she's such a pro, and they all were. They just come out of the gate and nail it. So really just giving things a little nudge here and there to try and balance it out,
Most excellent. Well, hey, thank you very much for Lorcan for speaking to us about NOCEBO. I really thank you because watching this film in my home country of Thailand, we had a similar incident with the toy factory, and
really,
and that was over 180 people and 400 people wounded, and that was also they changed the exits for that one, so that was
I remember that. Yeah, God, and that's similar thing in happened in Manila with the Kentex factory in 2015. But I mean, it happens in it happens everywhere. It happens in India as well, and I think there was something in Cambodia as well. But yeah, I think the film actually came out, or there was a screening last night in Bangkok with the Irish embassy. So that's the first Thai screening was last night.
Oh, most excellent. Well, Lorcan, hey, congratulations for this film. Hopefully we get to do this again.
Yeah, cool. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.